What is up, YouTube? Lou Boyer coming to you from my home here in Southern California. Gonna put out a video here about colorful snakes, ultimately leading up to blue snakes and why are there blue snakes. Gonna start off with some browns and greens, maybe go into some yellows, but ultimately we'll end up at the blue snakes. These are all snakes that I have found through the years, and let's start with the brown snakes right now. A lot of brown colored snakes actually have the word brown in their title, such as this Decay's brown snake. It's a relatively small snake and only gets to about a foot in length. Here's a northern rubber boa. It's quite a bit larger, it's kind of fat and stumpy looking, and as you can see it blends in well amongst the leaf litter, which is mostly pine needles where this snake lived. The San Diego Gopher snake is a large snake, reaching almost 7 feet in length. Even so, it blends in pretty well with its surroundings. While those first few examples were non-venomous snakes, there are quite a few brown venomous snakes as well. Here's a Southern Pacific rattlesnake found in California. This is a mamushi. It's a pit viper found in Tokyo, Japan, and other places in Japan. This is a shore pit viper found in Singapore. And this is almost a 10-foot long king cobra, which being brown in coloration, blends right in its surroundings. Chinese cobras are variable in color. This one just happened to be brown. But when he reared up in defense, his coloration under his hood exactly matched the tunnel he was under. Kind of a strange coincidence, isn't it? Well, off with the brown snakes. Let's start talking about the green snakes. Green colored snakes are some of my favorite snakes. They just perfectly match the trees they're in. Sometimes they're almost too green. If they happen to be on the ground, they're easy to spot, so they spend most of their lives in trees. One of my favorites is this. It's the greater green snake found in Hong Kong and other places. Something about this snake is just perfect to me. Also the whip snakes or vine snakes, seen here is a long-nosed whip snake. There's an oriental whip snake, a large-eyed whip snake, and many others, but they're just fluorescent green in coloration. Amongst all those green snakes are a few venomous species. The one I see the most is probably the Wagler's pit viper. It's only the male that's green in coloration. The female looks like this. Hard to believe they're the same species. Back to green snakes, this is a white-lipped pit viper, which was found in Bali and was as fluorescent and green as a green snake can get. Alright, so there's the browns and the greens are some of my favorite snakes out there. I just love green snakes, but check this one out. This is a reticulated python, and with this coloration you might wonder like what's going on, right? It's pretty vivid and pretty bold, but check this out. I was able to video one underwater once, and you can see where its pattern totally makes sense. And these snakes, being as large as they are, spend a lot of time underwater.
Perfect if it keeps going. I'll get the whole body going by it, maybe.
I was really fortunate to be able to get that video. I was with a friend and we spent some time trying to get that shot, and it worked out actually pretty good, better than I thought it would. So back to blue snakes. We've covered the ground, we've covered the trees. We can look in the ocean. Now I have seen a sea snake. I saw a yellow-lipped sea crate, and this is it here. As you can see, it's kind of black and silverish, or black and almost, I don't know. It's kind of black and white, black and silver. And, it's not blue. And of all the snakes I've seen in pictures and videos on YouTube, none of the sea snakes are blue in coloration. So that rules out the water. And, there aren't any flying snakes. I take that back. There is a paradise tree snake that is a gliding snake. I found a couple. Here's one here. And as you can see, it's anything but blue. They're beautiful snakes. Here's a video of it going up the tree, which I was lucky to capture as well. Alright, so back to blue snakes. We've looked in the sea, which is a place you would expect to find a blue animal. We've looked in the sky, and there aren't really any flying snakes. So let's look back in the trees, and let's look back on the ground, because there are blue snakes, and I've been fortunate enough to see a few over the years. I'm going to start off with the ones that aren't so blue, and then I'll work my way into the bluest ones. Alright, so this is a blue racer, and it has blue in the name, so that's a good start, but it is mostly a gray snake, and as you can see it gets a little bit more bluish towards the front. As with a lot of snakes in this list, it depends where in the range you find the snakes as to how blue they are. But yeah, blue racer, good start. And next up is the blue bronzeback, and another snake with blue in the title. You really can only see the blue in this snake when it's kind of aggravated and the scales are spread apart like that. Otherwise, it's mostly a brown snake. Alright, so the next snake requires just a little bit of an explanation. This is a Japanese rat snake. They come in a variety of colors, mostly browns, yellows, and greens. And I've seen all those, but I found one bluish one. Now, it wasn't like full-on sky blue or anything, but it's right here. This is shot with an old iPhone 4. It was quite a while ago, so it is what it is. It's the best video I could get, but in real life it looked a little bit bluer than it does here on the video. But Japanese rat snake, bluish form. The Japanese name Aodaishu, I think it is, means greenish blue, translated to English. Time for a garter snake. This is a Puget Sound garter snake. Now, this one looks kind of greenish. I've only been up in the area of the Pacific Northwest where they're found twice, and I found a ton of garter snakes, but most were kind of greenish in coloration. This one, however, you can see against the sky, the belly was definitely blue. The top side wasn't really all that blue, but definitely blue on the belly, and probably the bluest one I've found. There are some I've seen online that are outstanding looking, really, really blue. Maybe I'll find one next year. Okay, I wasn't sure if I was going to add this snake to the list because it's mostly a brown snake. In fact, it's got all kinds of colors going on. But when it gets upset, the blue really shows. This is a Copsteins Bronzeback, and this one was found in Singapore. I found a few there. And again, when they get aggravated, you can see the red up by the neck. But then the blue shows as well and goes down quite a bit down the body. So, you know, not really a blue snake if you see it under normal conditions, but when it gets aggravated, it's definitely blue. Another garter snake on the list is the San Francisco garter snake, and I've only seen one of these. Spectacular snake, the red, the blue. It's just an amazing snake. They are protected by law, so you can't touch these snakes, you can't harass the snakes. So I had to take the video I could get from whatever angle I could get it from. Luckily my camera's got quite a zoom on it, so I got some pretty good shots from, yeah, about 30 feet away. But San Francisco garter snake almost made the top of the list. Alright, up next is another snake that requires just a little explanation. This snake is typically a green snake. But on certain islands in Indonesia, especially Komodo, the snake is blue. Now, I haven't been able to find one in the wild because I haven't been in the location, but a friend of mine, Chris Shannon, who goes by Chris Sweet on Instagram and on YouTube, he has a few, and I was lucky enough to see those at his house, so check them out.
So this is a white-lipped pit viper, and as you can see, they're normally green, but again, in Indonesia, on certain islands, they are blue. And they are stunning. He's got a couple adults and had a few babies as well. So yeah, white-lipped pit viper, the blue phase, and it is awesome. And topping the list for me with blue snakes is the blue coral snake. It's not just the fact it's blue, it's the black on top, it's the red head, the red tail, how venomous it is. Everything about this snake just puts it at #1 for blue snakes for me. I've been lucky enough to see 5 of these snakes over the years. Sadly, it's all shot with the GoPro because I haven't seen one in about 5 years. So, hoping to find number 6, but blue coral snake, top of the list for blue snakes.
Alright, so great way to finish with the blue coral snake. One of my favorite snake species. I've seen 5 of those now. It's been years since I've seen any. And all that footage was shot with GoPros. I haven't got any really, really good 4K footage of the blue coral snakes, but, you know, they're out there. I'll find one again someday. That's going to probably do it for this video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. If you got some comments about blue snakes you guys like or other blue snakes that are out there, that would be awesome. As always, thanks for watching. Subscribe if you want to, and we'll see you.